what did I say? We is going back in time. And this time I'm going back to the PS2. I'm very excited because this particular console is the Japanese version of the PS2, sent from a good friend. You know what? Check that. More like family to us and a supporter of this channel. And I gotta show you guys the photos that was sent to us. They was out there styling in BGI gear. So awesome. And you know, and that really means a lot. We a small fry. So seeing support like this is truly a blessing. We eat up this nostalgia stuff for real because we love it. I will leave a link to her social in the description. This might be my main PS2 now, but I believe this only plays Japanese games, but let's check it out. Now up on the main screen, I'm not mistaken, and please correct me in the comments, if the main screen is solid like this, it might need a new laser replacement, which will definitely be a fun project. I don't mind. I got a couple of Japanese games here and I have a US game here. So let's go ahead and test out the Japanese game first. All right, seems like it's working and that's good. So that means the laser is okay, but I still might want to change it out down the road a little bit. So you guys might see a video in the near future. Now that we tested out, now I'm gonna go ahead and test out the US game next. This game is not working. Yeah, I just saw this screen right here and it is not working because I thought when I saw that basically just going black, I was just like, okay, I'm thinking that the game works, but I guess this doesn't work. Now that we tested out both games, I have to figure out how to make this my main console because for right now it only plays Japanese games. So I have to try to fix that and do like a forever fix if possible, if I'm saying those words right. Well, I did some research and found something. I don't know if it's gonna work, but if you know me, I don't mind trying different things, even if I make mistakes. First, I got a couple of tools here. Number one, I got the free McBoot card for the fat PS2, and then I have this standard USB. All right, I think that should be all I need because I was just looking at some places, a site, and I'm just gonna see if this works. All right, time for me to try to figure this stuff out. All right, let's get started. What is going on, you guys? Your boy Famous Kid Video Game Entertainment. And before we go any further, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Click like, subscribing. It's always a big help. Let me pause and make this clear. This is not a how-to or tutorial video. It's up to you if you want to follow along. I make mistakes and there is far better videos out there that can explain and break it down better than me. This is what I'm doing. I'm quite sure you guys might have better or even quicker ways of doing this. And if so, please explain in the comments. My goal for us is to all help each other and myself included. Thank you for your help and let's begin. And let me insert just two more things. Number one, I am going to only mostly focus on PS2 games. PS1, trying to get that working, that's going to be just a whole nother challenge to itself. You might hear me talk about PS1 games or putting PS1 games in folders and stuff like that. I'm just prepping it. It's the only reason I'm just trying to do that is just because I'm going to be trying to study to figure out how to get the PS1 games working, maybe like in a future video and stuff like that, because it seems like really complicated to get PS1 games working when some of the tools that, you know, they require you to use, but you know, I'm gonna do something else. So I just want to just kind of tell y'all that. And later on in the video, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this hard drive out and I'm gonna go ahead and put it into a US PS2 just to make sure that it's working and just at least seeing that if it's popping up in the games and some of the games work, I want to try it out and just make sure that it does not like hold back from Japanese versions to US versions. I'm quite sure it's gonna work anyway, but just in case. Okay, as I be documenting this, I'm gonna be using different microphones. I do apologize if different sounds and all that other stuff, because I don't know if I'm gonna get it to work. Let's just see what happens. But this does work, okay? That works. But I don't want to have it to where that I still have to play the Japanese titles. I want to be able to have like almost like maybe like a permanent fix. So that was the whole mission of this. If it was like, if I wanted to just do just the McBoot, I could have just put this up in there and just been done with it. But that wasn't the mission that I wanted to do. Okay. So basically with the USB, this little combination, it's not going to work. I have to go into another route because come to find out that my PlayStation is a older model. This Japanese is an older model. So you can see this is the Japanese version. Okay, but it's an older model. You can also tell if it's an older model if there's a port right here, if you see this port right here, this little small port right here, it's an older model, because the newer ones and the Slim does not have that port. If you see that little port right there on your PS2, yeah, it's an older model. So that's the reason why I have to go through all this. Okay, so now if you notice, I have this laying around, so I had just popped this out. I just, you know, I had this for like years, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this for right now, because it's just, I could go ahead and get an SSD and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna use one of these. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead, there's another method that I do want to try, and hopefully it will work, but it's gonna be these two right here. So stick around, I'm just gonna try this. That's why I'm really not trying to, I'm just gonna see what I can do if this stuff will work. Usually when it comes down to this, because we have to plug this up to a PC, okay? And usually when you have like the SSDs, the little small ones, the laptop type of ones, I think they're called like the 2.5 hard drive, whatever. Yeah, you have to have you can get an adapter and you plug it up to the computer and it goes its own power. These things are the big boys. It requires you to have like some sort of power to this in order for it to work. Or I'm gonna leave a link in the description for big hard drives, because you need some sort of these old school ones. But we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the PC, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to format this with, you know what I'm saying, and just go through there. All right, everything I'm about to do is usually just, when I do my stuff, I do it in real time, because I'm setting my stuff up with you guys. That's why I say you follow me if you want to, but this is what I'm doing because I like to experiment, and if I mess up, I'm not really tripping. I'll just, you know, I'll figure out a way to get another console or something else. So I'm not really tripping. First, I wanted to make sure that my hard drive is compatible with this PS2 to make sure that I can do what I need to do. So in this case right here, there's a website that has a PS2 hard drive compatibility chart. I just searched it on Google, and this is what popped up. I will leave links in the description or whatever I do. If I do miss a link of one of these sites or whatever, just kind of let me know and I'll add it. So in this case, I need to look for this old hard drive is a Toshiba. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just look up Toshiba, just try to find it, and then and then I'm just gonna go to search. This is like all the Toshibas that's pretty much is gonna work, but in my case, this is the one that I have, this one right here. So, and mine is only a 500 gig, which is enough for me to do what I have to do. It's not like it's an old hard drive, but it's working. Yes, there's no problem. Seems like it's gonna go through. We're good. All right, so that's why I wanted to make sure. Now, if you get one of those smaller, like a 2.5 hard drive and stuff like that, just remember to kind of get the bracket for it, just so it doesn't like move around inside the PS2 when you're dealing with stuff like this. All right, so I was able to format my hard drive and basically just have it just as this file system right here, just something simple, and I just named it whatever, so, and then go from there. So I already formatted it. I ended up finding this site right here, and this is how I found out that my particular PS2 was not compatible with the PSBBN. That's why I didn't really say the name yet, because I don't know, they got something else going on. So this is basically, in order for you to use this, you have to have the original HDD drive with the Ethernet port. I do have one. I have the original one. You know, as a collector, I have this type of stuff, but I did not want to use it, because the fact is, it's like, if me, like myself, if say for instance I did not have one, I wanted to be able to understand to use the third-party ones, and then that way, like, you know, that helps out with you guys too, in case you guys can't find the original one, and just being able to find the third-party ones pretty easy and simple. I don't want to just use something that maybe might be hard to find. So that's the reason why I did not, you know, that's the reason why I wanted to go this route. Now, all the information as far as like installation, everything else, how to do everything is on here. If you have the original HDD setup, you could just go ahead and just go ahead and just do what you have to do and just follow directions with them, and then that way, because they got videos right here for demonstration and let you know how it's going to be. But in my case, you got to scroll down. Scroll down, because there's the Windows. See, there's Windows, so don't forget that. And then if you have like Linux, I hear that's like a lot more easier to install, but that's if you have the original, everything original. But this is, in my case, I'm using the third party. Now remember, if you have the original Sony network adapter, then you're good. All right, so just go ahead and go from here, and and then do what you got to do. But I don't. I have the third party ones, so I just need the menu and just need some stuff and just go from there. So in my case, I'm just gonna go ahead and just right here, I'm just gonna click right here, and now it's just gonna go ahead and like try to teach me how to do it. But if you guys want to follow what I'm doing, I'm just gonna go with this, basically go through the steps of doing it from here and then seeing if it works. So let's just give it a shot. Okay, now you got all this crap right here. You can just read through it just so you can understand it. I already read through it, so I'm gonna hit the latest right here. We're gonna do the latest. Boom. All right, so now that we have the we over here, if you, just like I said, if you want to go ahead and just watch the video of just like a way better than me explanation and how to set this up, it's right here. All you have to do is click and then you're good to go. All right, but in this case, we're gonna go ahead and download this this launcher for Windows. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna hit that, and I'm just gonna save that to my computer. All right, now that I got it downloaded, I put it in my PSP Power folder. If you guys have watched me mess around with the PSP and do a little bit of change outs with that stuff, then you should already know this folder. But I made a new folder inside there called PS2 may not play. It may not play games. Use this. So I just created that. Okay. All right, so we're gonna click up in there, and then right here, now you just can't just like go ahead and just open this on its own. Okay. All right, you have to go ahead and pop open PowerShell in order for this to open. Okay, it says it right in directions, so don't forget. So I'm just letting you know, but I'm just telling you verbally that you got to open up PowerShell. All right, you're gonna go back to your browser, and remember, this is like the latest one, but you got to go back here. So we got to go back, and then at that point in time, we have to kind of like go up because we have to open up the PowerShell. Okay. All right, so we open up the PowerShell, and then there's a script that we have to copy. So just take that and just copy it. Okay, just copy that, and then we're gonna go back to the PowerShell. Now you might hear like different sounds because I'm just doing it up on different screens. Okay. All right, once you're back up on PowerShell, just go ahead and just tap on it, and then just press Control V, and then it'll paste it. Okay, so remember that. In some cases, you just click on it and it'll just paste on its own, but in some cases it won't. So just in case it doesn't, just go ahead, just push Control V, and it'll paste it up on there. Once you finish that up, just press enter. Okay, one more thing I forgot to mention: whenever you run like PowerShell or anything like that, just make sure you just right click and run as administrator. Okay, so when you open it, run it as an administrator. All right, now once you go ahead and you copy and paste it here, it's asking me to go ahead and if I want to go ahead and like change this policy, I'm gonna go ahead and do it as for now. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it back once I get through. Once you finish that up, just close it out, and then the moment of truth. So once you get back to here to your file, just go ahead and right click and just like run with PowerShell. Let's see what happens. Hopefully this works. It might ask you a question, just say yes, and this is going to open. So it's just going to go ahead and do a little check and see if everything's good. So in my case, in order for everything to work out, I need to restart my PC. So I'll see you back in a second. Now this little window might pop up or whatever because it's basically just install Linux onto the PC. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and could probably just close it out. All right, so in this case, you just got to go ahead and create a username and password. So a lot of stuff is going to be blurred out, but overall it's already like set up. Okay, so everything's good. All right, we got to reopen it again, but this time you're gonna put your username and password, and let's just see what happens. All right, so I just did that, so now everything is just seeing like it's just trying to come up in there. So let's just see what happens afterwards. Seeing like you just gotta let it do its thing, and then with the power of editing, so all the stuff that you probably see up on the screen, that's gonna look normal because it's just doing its thing. Okay, so once it get down here, it's just gonna ask you what do you want to install the this whole thing is. Okay, for which hard drive you want. So remember, I have my Toshiba that I wanted to install it on. So in this case, I'm just gonna go ahead and press 4 and enter. And what it's just gonna do is it's gonna mount it, and then now you'll be prompted to select to create a folder on your PC, for example, to make, since for this folder is for all your games, music, videos, image files, and everything else to install, all the crap that you're going to be doing. So in this case right here, so once you selected the one you want and you press open of where you wanted to save your files, it's going to create all these folders. So now you just created everything. It's like apps, CDs, DVDs, movies, all kind of crap. Okay, and it's gonna, now that's already set up. Now, basically it's going to give us a tutorial of where to put all of our stuff. Okay, I'm just going to repeat what I said earlier. I'm just only focusing on the PS2 games. Now, there's a method probably for doing the PS1 I haven't really tampered around with yet, but if you guys have the idea of how to do it much faster or how to do it and everything, please leave in the comments, because it's helping me, you're helping everyone. We all need the help. So if you know how to do it, please let us know in the comments, because we definitely need help when it comes down to it. I hear that it's really challenging to set up the PS1, but I never set it up with this particular method before. I usually use the free McBoot. This is a little bit more different. If you guys figure that out, please let us know in the comments, because we all need the help. Okay, so I went ahead and fast forward, and I went ahead and put a few PS2 games in a DVD folder. Okay, so remember those and the games that I will be showing you, these are my games, my physical games that I do have, that I have backed up from my console, so I own all the games that you guys is gonna see. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm just gonna go ahead and exit out of here, click here, and then you're just gonna press enter. It's gonna ask you for your password, so make sure you just put in your password. Once you do your password and everything else, it's just gonna go ahead and put everything inside the corresponding folders, or just put everything on that hard drive that we had formatted, and then just gotta wait. But it's gonna take a bit. So with the power of editing, right, not everything is done. So everything should be, it says everything was successfully installed and everything's good. So at the same time, I'm just gonna press enter. Okay, now in this case right here, we got a couple more things that still, if I'm not mistaken, I still got to do. Okay, now they do have things to where that they're letting you know install the official menu and all that kind of good stuff, but in my case, I have those third-party HD adapters, so this is where the change that I have to do. Okay, so in this case, I'm just gonna press 2 and then enter. Okay, another pause moment. If you see something like this, because this happened to me and I had to figure this out, if something like this happens, make sure you just close it out, just close out the Linux part, and then reopen it back up. Okay, now when that menu pop up and it's going to ask you which hard drive that you're selecting, you're going to select the hard drive that you're using for your PS2, and then it's just going to ask you, say, is you still using this one? You just say yes. There's going to be the folder that you made your PSBBN, it's going to pop up. Don't worry about that, just go right back to your blue screen and then just press enter, and then then that same menu is going to pop back up, and just go ahead and try to do it again. That's what happened. This is what happened to me, and I did the same thing and it worked. Then after that, it says reserve space, to where that you have this much reserved space. Do you want to just go ahead and would you like to reserve for future? I just said no, because I don't really care. I'm just trying to get this mess done. And then the following partition will be created, and then it just shows like the hard drive that I have, and it said, do you wish to proceed? I just push yes, and then now it went through. So I figured that this is what just happened, so hopefully that it worked. It's just downloaded. I didn't think it was gonna work, but it downloaded. So if you ever had that problem, just close it out, and it says, and if there's an error, just close it out and just reopen it and just try to see if you could just do it again. I don't know if it's gonna work for everyone, but at the same time, at least it worked for me, and I did, because I thought I would have to get another file, but I guess I didn't have to. So in this case, we're just gonna press enter and continue, and then right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and install games and apps. I guess I'm just gonna do that, install the games and app, which is number 4, and then it just says it's gonna install all the games and apps that's currently in the games folder on your PC. Removes any games and apps from the PS2. So basically, this is I guess it's gonna install all the games that's on here. All right, so I went ahead and just checked everything, making sure that I do have everything. So which is my first time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just pick one. If we add anything, then this is what I'm probably gonna pick, number 2. So for the first time, I'm just gonna go with 1. Okay, please choose a game launcher. It's gonna be PS2 loader or this other one, HDD. Okay, so which one? I'm going to use OPL because I'm used to it on the free McBoot, so I'm pretty much as used to that one, so that's the one I'm gonna use. Okay, but we're just gonna press 1, and then it's like, would you like to use, okay, now it's gonna like to use the virtual memory cards for the PS2 games. Okay, I'm gonna keep it regular. I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go for using my own memory cards because I mean, yeah, I got plenty of them, you know what I'm saying, laying around. So, and if I need one, I just, yeah, I'm gonna keep it retro. That's where I'm gonna go with. Okay. So I'm just gonna say no. Now it's just saying press any key to continue. And then this time it's just going ahead and doing this thing. Yeah, it's gonna take some time, and I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess this is, you know what I'm saying, just go pick it, have a grab a cup of coffee or something like that, and just chill, let this thing just, all right. So at the same time, now it's just asking me the game selector, so which games to display in the collection. Okay, limited the number of display games and can improve your browsing experience. Of course, I would want all these games to experience everything. That's what I would want. I mean, I would want that, yeah. And so same time, I'm just, you know, so of course, let's just go ahead and confirm that after a long time. Now it is done. I'm just gonna press any key to continue. Okay, now I'm back to the main menu. Now because I want to see, I want to check one more thing before I just unplug this and put this in the PS2. I'm gonna go to number 6 to where it says optional extras, and I'm just gonna push 6, okay, and then enter. Now this does say like there's some extras that we can do. We can change the screen setting, you know what I'm saying, clear the yeah, so icon and catchy stuff like that. I'm gonna try number 3 just to see if this is gonna change something. So we're gonna push 3 because I want to change the language, and then I'm just gonna push 1 just in case if there's anything that I needed to do. Okay, all right, and that way it'll make sure that it's English, and then I'm just gonna press enter. So just in case that, and then also right here I just noticed that you can change the screen settings. So I'm gonna try number 4. Okay, so that's not gonna do anything. So basically I'm just gonna go ahead and push Q to quit, because basically I want to make sure that I safely mount the drive. Now this doesn't take like a big tutorial on how to do this. Just basically just take it out and insert the hard drive onto the thing, and then just take the cap off and just screw it back on there, whatever. All right, so I got that screwed up on there. Got my little HDMI adapter. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to power this on. Let's go for it. Okay, just so I can show you, that is the free McBoot right there. There's no card up in there, so you guys can see everything's plugged up. Just got to plug a controller real quick. All right, controller's plugged up, and let's see what happens. Okay, this is a little bit different than what it was before. If you guys remember, this now has the PS2 loader and everything else, and that's the free McBoot. So that is not there no more. So the fact is that we got somewhere to where that we can kind of tamper around with some stuff. All right, so if you see this right here, if you notice, this is that PS2, that Japanese PS2. Now everything looks different. So what I did a test off camera just to try to figure this out, so I can explain how I did it, because I didn't think that it was gonna work. I was just thinking I'm probably gonna break my system. But in this case, I'm gonna jump over to the capture device, and then that way I can show you guys how I turned this Japanese console into English. Now, if you want to, you can fast forward from this part if you got a US PS2. This is just in case if you do get a Japanese version PS2 and you're just trying to change it to English. I'm not going to say it's going to play English games. It's not going to do that. It's still going to play Japanese games. This little setup that I'm doing, I just changed the language to English. Okay, so you're going to go to where it says SYS R3 configurator. We're just going to go and click up on there, and then just basically press circle. So you know the Japanese version, circle is yes and X is no. Once you get here, you just got to basically go to the HOSDMenu MBR. All right, this is where you're gonna mess around with. Okay, you're gonna go down to OSD language, and you're just gonna go ahead and just like move over until it says English. Once you get through with that, you're just gonna press the start button, and it's just gonna save. Once you go ahead and save, you can just go ahead and just exit out. But usually what I just do, I just reset the PS2 and just go back to the main menu. Now from the main menu, you can just access all your games right from the hard drive itself. You see this little icon right here, you just go ahead and click on it, and then all your games, it's gonna be right there. All right, you guys, this is why we're here. It's time to test out a game. From our main menu, this is what we're gonna do. Now there's a few of them. We're gonna start with the browser, because that's just if you just want to just go straight to all your games, this is where you go to. This is just right here, just to the point. If you just want to just test out a game, or you just want to just get started on your games, this is where your games is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and select the game, and then that's it. You just gotta just go ahead and just wait for it to just pop off. Now my hard drive is a bit slow, but wifey been telling me I just need to go ahead and just get an SSD, but I'm just doing this just because I just had it laying around and I just wanted to go ahead and test things out. But at the same time, look what we have. Check that out. Your game is right there. I'm gonna go ahead and start up a new game. I'm not gonna play this because I just want to basically just show you just show you that the game is working. Your PS2 games is gonna be popping off, and this one right here is the Japanese PS2, and this one is playing a US game, and that's awesome. You can go ahead and go back to the main menu just by pressing L1, L2, R2, R1, R2, and the start and select button. If you press all those at the same time, you can pop right back out to the main menu. It takes a bit of a second. It probably takes a little bit longer because I'm using my old hard drive. So, all right, next we're gonna try another way that you can launch your games. Remember, I'm only playing PS2 games. I'm not gonna use Pops Loader. You guys just mess with that if you guys want to. It's gonna take me time to figure that out. In the meantime, I'm just gonna use OPL and check out the interface up on this one. This one is really nice. I like this setup right here. The setup just like it's really gorgeous, and it's just like it's plain, but at the same time at least you're getting your box art and everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and try out another game straight from this particular launcher right here. Now, just like I said, in my case, because I do fast forward this stuff, but it takes a little bit of a minute for the game to start loading, but that's because I'm not using the SSD. But at the same time, look, we got a game here, and look at that. Yes, this is awesome, amazing. Now, before I end things, I want to go ahead and try it on the US PS2. I said I was gonna do it, so I'm gonna take all this out. I'm gonna take this hard drive out, all these little pieces, and then I'm just gonna plug it up to the back of this PS2. All right, so everything's plugged up. That's the same hard drive. Okay, that's the same hard drive that I put up in there. Okay, right. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the browser. Also, if you notice, there's no free McBoot on here. Free McBoot is still right there, and we're right on screen. So as you can see, no free McBoot on screen. Let's load up a game. There you have it. You know what this means? This means that if you wanted to, you can actually just unplug the hard drive, take it to a buddy's house, and if they have their PS2, you could just basically just put it up in there and then you're good to go. Especially if you decide you wanted to make the virtual memory card that's already built in, if you wanted to do something like that. But yeah, look at that. Finally made it through this journey. I am so happy. This looks really good. And if you guys made it this far, I truly appreciate it. This was a long journey, and I'm still not done because there's a lot of more things that I'm still learning about this hard drive, this whole little setup right here. So I'm going to be doing some more research and trying to figure out, especially trying to get the PS1 games working and everything. And just like I said, when it comes down to the games, just in case you guys ask me this question, you guys are responsible for getting your own games, you know, and I'm quite sure you guys would be able to have no problem finding that. All right, you guys. And from Gamer to Gamer, thanks for watching.